So let's talk about cyber threat intelligence and analysis. So in the previous lesson we discussed the cyber attack techniques and the different categories that exist, like social engineering. We have malware, network and physical attacks. Um, but let's focus on threat intelligence and analysis. So what is threat intelligence, right? It's the knowledge and insights that we gather about potential cyber threats. It's the process of like collecting and analyzing information about attack methods, vulnerabilities, and malicious acts or behavior. And we use this information to understand, predict, and prevent cyber attacks. So with threat intelligence, first step is to collect data. We monitor different sources like our security logs, public forums, dark web forums, and specialized threat intelligence platforms. The second step is analysis, where experts examine the data that has been collected, and we use that to identify patterns, threat trends, and potential risks. And it's important to separate real threats from noise because, well, if there's too much noise, then that data becomes essentially useless. The third steps, we enrich this analyzed data with additional context. We try to understand motives and capabilities of threat actors. We try to see, okay, what kind of threats affect our sector, because again, sometimes there are some trends that are more related to a particular sector, and of course the impact. And then from there, we start to think about, okay, what are the countermeasures to these particular threats? Another dissemination, we share our insights with relevant stakeholders, and that can be within your organization, and we ensure that actionable intelligence, not just data, not just noise, actionable intelligence gets to the people who can implement effective security measures. And threat intelligence is very important when it comes to, risk assessment and also making our security tools more effective and more accurate, because um, the relevant data improves detection and reduces the risk of false positives. What are the benefits of threat intelligence? Well, we get early warning. We see potential early signs of attacks, and we see trends of like um, in our particular sector what is happening, and we can prepare ourselves to take preventive measures to protect data and our digital identity. When it comes to awareness and education, well, again, the stakeholders need to be aware of emerging threats, and it allows us to make informed decisions, because when we're more aware, we make informed decisions, and it helps us to educate stakeholders as well that this is real, this is real activity that we should be aware of. We also have, well, of course, improved security software. It enhances the capabilities of our security tools and results in more effective antivirus programs, firewalls, or other security tools. And it protects our business because it helps us identify potential breaches and industry specific risks. And it helps us fortify our defenses again, because when it comes to threat intelligence, when we have the right data and we have the right information that has been filtered for noise, we can use that to fortify our defenses. So, threat intelligence sources, we have OSINT or open source intelligence. So, this is just information available publicly on the internet. Anybody can access it, but it takes research skills and knowing where to look and knowing what to look out for to be able to take full advantage of OSINT. So, so things like news articles, social media, forums, blogs, and there are also some like OSINT specific feeds that you can subscribe to, that would give you access to like lots of information. When it comes to closed source intelligence, these are like proprietary intelligence from services that you pay for, and they're like specialized platforms or sometimes information sharing communities, but it's not open. You have to pay for it. We also have security vendor reports. Lots of security organizations and companies, they have like reports that they publish and based on their own research. And sometimes it's close to their own customers, but sometimes they just publish it to the world. We also have government agencies, alerts from government cybersecurity focused agencies about cyber threats. For instance, we have the NCSC or National Cybersecurity Center in the UK. The US, there's the CISA. So there's lots of government organizations that share threat intelligence. So we also have information sharing and analysis centers. There's some industry specific organizations that share intelligence among members within the sector. So you can it also promotes collaboration between similar organizations with similar goals, similar kinds of setup, which will be facing similar threats. It just makes sense for them to like collaborate with each other. We also have malware analysis. So when we analyze malware samples and understand their behavior and identify indicators of compromise, we can use that data. That data is then fed into like detection tools, antivirus tools to help make sure that once this malware has been analyzed, if it pops up in the future, we're going to detect it. We also have dark web monitoring, where we monitor the hidden parts of the internet for any mentions of organizations, any leaked data, especially when it comes to credentials and passwords, or discussions related to potential threats. There are actually like lots of forums where threat actors communicate, and some security professionals specialize in going into those forums, posing as one of them, and participating in that conversation just to gather intelligence. We also have incident reporting and sharing, where organizations share findings and insights from cyber incidents that they've experienced to help other organizations prevent similar attacks from happening. So, just to conclude, of course, threat intelligence is very crucial in the battle against cyber threats. Helps us understand the threats better and prevents them. And combining multiple sources of intelligence can help us get a more comprehensive understanding of threats as they evolve. Thank you, and we'll meet in the next lesson.